Hello and welcome to Bowfast Talk Straight. I'm Steve Harmison, and wow, what a day at Edgbaston it's been. I've been there, back in my hotel room now, but what a fantastic day it's been, and a masterclass by Pant. So here's my take on what happened today. Well, what a game! What a day it's been. Last night I had a night with actually just I was lying in bed and 7:30 phone went. Former physio of mine, Nigel Kent, great man, who was down in Edgbaston. Do you fancy going out for a drink? And great to catch up with somebody who I'd spent 20 years in cricket with, talking about good times, talking about how different the game was. And I was walking down the streets thinking, England are playing India in Birmingham, and it is not. There's no buzz. There's no hum. There's nothing there. I really felt last night that this is not happening. There's no Test match going on. I'm in the wrong place. We might be. We should be in Old Trafford. We should have been. That was 6 months ago, and the game didn't disappoint. It was disappointing 6 months ago when India went home. Don't blame them for doing that. I really don't. Some of the players, the money that was an offer. I really don't blame the players for doing it. I blame the administrators for letting that happen. And then this morning I've gone with a few different hats on. A hat on to, work with in hospitality, which was good fun. Alan George with Gala. First thing this morning, sitting next to Ian Bell, he said, "Who do you think will win?" And I said, India. I don't know why. I just thought, you know what? This Bazball and the McCullum Stoke stuff that goes with it. I thought, you know what? I think England have to win this Test match. 2-1 down in the series, which has gone on forever. England have gone chasing over the course of the last, 3-4 weeks, and it's been a breath of fresh air against New Zealand. But I thought if England do this, go that way, and have to chase something like 250, 260 and beyond on the final day or the fourth innings. And unfortunately against, and I expected Ashwin to play. I really did. What do you think, Indian fans? Do you think Ashwin should have played? Just listening to Ravi Shastri say that he would have picked the same side. I can't believe the best spin bowler in the world wasn't playing in Ravi Ashwin. That's why I thought they'd win. But I think if England do have to chase something in the region of 250, 260, then I think Jadeja is the difference. And he was the difference with the bat. And he could, in this game, be the difference with the ball when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. England chased big scores against New Zealand, fourth innings, fifth day, but they didn't have a spinner. The spinner was not even in the equation when it comes to the way New Zealand played. England had a little bit of luck. This is a different animal altogether. So how was it going to go? The toss came. Ben Stokes wins the toss, bowls first, puts pressure on his bowling attack, but it's Broad Anderson. So I've got no problem with that. And I'm standing there at lunchtime going, you know what? This has been a good session. I was robbed standing, actually wasn't standing there. I was sitting there. I was sitting next to Ian Bell, right behind the bowler's arm. Stuart Broad bowling from the pavilion end, the changing room end. And I thought he bowled beautifully first up this morning, Stuart. He just didn't have any luck. Got the ball to move. I was sat right behind the bowler's arm. And obviously behind the bowler's arm at one end is the same, looking down the line of Jimmy Anderson at the other end. And Jimmy was magnificent as well. So Stokes asked his bowlers to come to the party. And I thought Jimmy bowled excellent. I thought Stuart, without a luck, bowled very, very nicely in that first session. And the rain came just at the wrong time for England, because I thought Anderson against Kohli, Jimmy's first two balls went back into Virat Kohli. Then he got one to go swing away. And then there was a little bit of, I think it was 7 balls between Anderson and Kohli. And then rain came, and the rain just took the sting out of England a little bit. Came back on, bowled beautifully, got themselves in a position, 98 for 5. When Ravindra Jadeja walks out with Rishabh Pant. And, barring the first sort of 10, 12 balls when Rishabh Pant looked as though he had roller skates on, he batted unbelievably well. Look at that, 146 off 111 balls, 19 fours and 4 sixes. I sat all round the ground in different boxes while hosting and hospitality today, and watched this young man work. He was absolutely brilliant. Jimmy Anderson bowling from the changing room, the pavilion end. Rishabh Pant, one ball standing a foot out of his crease, the next ball standing deep in, both feet in his crease, predicting where Anderson was going, trying to negate the swing, as well as being able to try and counteract and go at the great England bowler. It was an absolute peach of an innings, and it was a coming of age for me of Rishabh Pant. This is his 5th century in Test match cricket, 4th outside India. So when anybody says this kid is a bully, plays big shots on Indian pitches, can only play when the ball is flat, no chance. This boy plays better away from home than he does at home. I think he's box office, and the game needs him. The game needs players, Test match players. And the game needs, Test match cricket needs players like Rishabh Pant. And fair enough, he's the difference between the two sides, and he could be the difference between India winning this Test match and losing it, because at 98 for 5, when the partnership started building, he was the driving force in the partnership. Jadeja was just playing second fiddle, nudging it and nerding it to make sure that to get Pant back on strike, and he was coming hard at England. I didn't think England bowled too badly. I thought England could have been a little bit more defensive in their field, but if Ben Stokes is going to go and captain the way he captains, we had 4-5 slips a lot in this game. And we let Jadeja and Pant get away from us? You could argue possibly, but we're big shot players. You want to have catchers in position. And I thought Ben went down the road of, well, I'm trying to risk giving them some runs that the ball's got their name on and then nick it off. So all in all, I thought England could have been better. I thought Broad bowled nicely. I thought Anderson was the pick of the bowlers. Leach looked as what normally would be a first innings spin bowler against England. Bowled 9 overs for 71 and went round the park. Root got the good wicket of Rishabh Pant. And Ben Stokes bowled a lot of no balls, trying and striving to go too hard. So from that, I think they're well in the game, India. Right, Reggie, what's the question? What could be a good first inning score on this pitch? Well, to be fair, I think this is a good pitch. I thought it was the right thing to do this morning, a brave thing to do this morning to win the toss and bowl. I thought it was the right thing to do in the context of the series. Bearing in mind we are 6 months, 8 months, 12 months away from what the series is, where India went home. England are 2-1 down. They've got to make the game. So I thought it was a brave call going and bowling first. And at 50 for 2 after 21 overs when the rain came, I thought it was a good call. If India get 400, it means England are probably going to have to chase 250 on the last innings. If that's the case, then India win, in my opinion. I don't see England, with Jadeja inside, being able to chase 4th innings like they have done against New Zealand in the past. So to answer your question, I think anything over 400, and what are we at now? We're at 338 for 7. If they can get a partnership, Shami hanging around, Bumrah hanging around as captain, and Jadeja going past 100, 375, 400 is an in-the-game score. Bearing in mind, England would have to bat last on this surface. I think tomorrow will be a very, very good day for batting on. And I think the wicket is only going to get quicker as the game goes on, which will suit England tomorrow. And it's whether England can score at a rate. And you've got to remember now, India have scored at 4.63 and over. If England can do that tomorrow, then all of a sudden we play a 1 innings game, and then it comes back to the fact on 4th innings. So we'll see. England bowling looked one-dimensional after the ball stopped swinging. Needed somebody that could bowl 90 mile an hour to get Pant out. You know what, Drew? Yes, I agree. I thought the decision this morning was Overton over Potts. I don't think it was Overton over Anderson. I think Anderson was always going to play. Broad was always going to play. And it was whether Potts, having played 3 games in 3 weeks, whether you took them out the firing line and played them. I think England picked the right team. I really do. And I don't think England bowled badly at all. I think Potts' first 2 spells were very good. And then I think India got at him, as well as got at Broad, got at Leach. And Ben was expensive because he bowled 10 no balls. So I think something to look at. Bear in mind, Ben didn't bowl a ball. I don't think he bowled too much at Headingley. So I think all in all, I think India are in a pound seats at this moment in time. I don't think we've got any more. Have we got any more questions? I don't think we've got any more questions. I'll be back. Well, I might not be back tomorrow night because my train is at 5 o'clock. So I might be back later on or first thing on Sunday morning. But all in all, I think it's been an excellent day's cricket. Fantastic day's Test cricket. Atmosphere was fantastic at Edgbaston. The ground was a picture. We had a little bit of rain. 73 good overs. In India, for me, are just a little bit ahead of the game. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us hopefully on Sunday morning.